Hello. I'm on the hop, so I've got my jacket on. But I thought, while I'm on the hop, busy doing things in and out, you see, and I got a bit cold. I thought, I'll read another chapter. Because we're up to 26, remember? And we think we've gone through the last door. We've got no Eric. Eric's in the wall. And we don't know if we can actually get Eric back. So we don't know if we're into the final part. We get to ask the question. And who's going to get there first? Will 9 get to ask the question, and will she keep her promise and get the gargoyle free? Will Flabbergast double-cross everyone like he double-crossed Gazillion last time? Will Gazillion get there first, and we know he can't be trusted. So let's see. Chapter 26. 9 could see an upright, amber, oval stone about half her size. It pulsated angrily from angle of its chiselled surface. It was odd to say an amber stone didn't feel friendly, but there was no doubt in 9's mind that it didn't want them there. Resentment poured from it, but 9 poured more back in. This tower, and the stone behind it, had taken everything from her. That is the asking stone, whispered Flabbergast. Spoon hopped onto 9's arm and slid down it, landing in her palm. Flabbergast's fluffy slippers shuffled slightly on the stone steps behind her. After you, madam, he squeaked. I'm always going first. It's your turn, said 9. Together, said Spoon. Maybe by book number 3 I might actually have mastered the Scottish accent. 9 and Flabbergast looked at him for a moment, then looked at each other and exchanged a nod. Flabbergast moved alongside 9, then squished together side by side. They stepped through the thick-walled stone wall. They stepped through the thick-walled stone doorway. As they did so, 9's breath was snatched away. It felt like she was trapped in a very strange rectangular bubble. Instinctively, she put her hands up, throwing off Spoon, who landed neatly at her feet. It's like glass, said 9. We're inside glass. Spoon reached out and tapped the case with his sword. It made a high tinging sound. Aye, he said. Flabbergast banged his fists against the glass. Clearly the tower is beyond all reason. Let us out! Let us out! I am the Time Master. Here I control the time. And suddenly the glass case slid forwards into the room, like a playing piece on a board. As it did so, the rectangular shape popped outwards into a large, rounded bubble shape. 9 gasped as a narrow pillar shot up through the floorboards to the left of them, just outside, but not touching. Sorry. There's commas here. Miss Fish should be pausing. Just outside, comma, but not touching, comma, the bubble, and another to the right, and then one more behind them. And your time has come to an end, said the tower. 9 began to breathe quickly. A sense of panic began rising in her chest. She slammed her hands against the glass, but the bubble slid through the wall to the right. Oh no, murmured Flabbergast. 9 followed his gaze, and her stomach lurched. Curving round the room was a row of large hourglasses, their bottom halves filled with purple sand, and in the hourglass next to them was Gazillion, already waist-high in sand, which rained down upon his head. His eyes were wide with panic, and he yelled silent words to them as he slammed his hands pointlessly against the glass. Then he pointed at something above their heads, and purple sand began to pour down on them. See, foolish askers, your time has run out. Let us out! Let us out! Flabbergast yelled, slamming his hands against the glass. No revenge is mine. No more askers, no more questions. The tower's clearly had enough. Spoon began thwacking the glass with his sword. 9 grabbed her satchel and began bashing it against the bubble. Her thoughts turned painfully to Eric. If only they had his strength now. He was stronger than all of them put together. 9 paused as the sand rose past her ankles. Together, she said. What? Said Flabbergast, turning to face her. Push it together. Maybe we can topple it. She battled the cloak to one side and slammed her full body weight against the glass globe, her thoughts on Eric as the impact sent shockwaves through her body. A second after her, Flabbergast threw himself forwards. Spoon, waist high in sand, waded over to the edge and pushed with his spindly little arms. The hourglass wobbled. Wait! What are you doing? Asked the tower. It needs to be at the same time, said Nine. Don't mention time, snapped Spoon as the sand poured down. 3, 2, 1, now, said Nine. She slammed her body against the glass once more as the wizard and the spoon did the same. Stop! I'm the time master. Now! Nine threw herself against the glass again, silently screaming her desperate questions. Why did we have to be taken? Now! Why did they let myself care? Spoon let out a roar of frustration. Nine looked down and saw he was now up to his chin, unable to move. She reached down, she grabbed him and threw him on Flabbergast's shoulder. Now! Why am I trapped in a promise? The sand had reached her knees now. Now! Her music box jolted inside her satchel. Why did it have to be this way? The hourglass rocked forwards, lingered for just a moment, then rocked back again. Stop. I am the time master. You're not meant to be in there together. She glanced sideways at Gazillion. His eyes were wide and desperate right now. Tough, Nine yelled, because we are together, and together is how we survive. Now! It rocked forwards again, lingered. I control the time, said the tower. Then the hourglass toppled forwards with a stomach-lurching tilt and smashed on the floorboards. They tumbled out in a heap amongst the shards of glass and sand. Nine felt a sharp scratch on her hand. As they staggered to their feet, she saw it was bleeding. She quickly grabbed a fold of the cloak and pressed down on her cut. You might control time, yelled Nine, the pain from the cut fueling her anger, but you don't control me. Let's ask the questions and get out of this flaming death trap. I got a Flabbergast. It's Spoon. It's a long sentence I've got to do in a Scottish accent. Let's ask the questions and get out of this flaming death trap, said Spoon, marching over to Askenstone. Nine and Flabbergast both looked back at Gazillion. Sand had nearly covered his mouth. They looked at each other. What are they going to do? Are they going to help Gazillion? My money is on yes. Ready? I'm going to turn the page. They're too nice, aren't they? They have morals. You can't be serious, said Spoon, his little mouth hanging open. But Nine and Flabbergast ran over to the wizard's hourglass. They each grabbed one of the poles that ran either side of the glass bubble and pulled and pulled. Ah, you're not meant to touch that either. You are cheating. You are absolutely cheating, said the tower. They could no longer see Gazillion's mouth. They pulled and pulled and pulled. Then crash! Down toppled the hourglass, smashing the glass and sending Gazillion spilling out in a sea of sand and landing at Spoon's feet, gasping for air. Spoon was ready, his sword outstretched. The wizard came to a halt with a sword a fingernail's width from his nose. Any nonsense, said Spoon, and you're dead. Gazillion stood up, glaring at Spoon. Then his gaze drifted over towards the asking stone. We won, Nine announced to the tower. We won your games. You have to answer us. I'm not playing any more. You have to, said Nine, or we'll tell everyone. You're a useless stone and that we've survived the tower, and then everyone will come and there'll be thousands. And fine, but I'm still the time master and I nearly always control time. One question and one question only, and make it quick. You've given me a headache. Gazillion strutted close to the throbbing amber stone. Oh, no, you don't. A Spoon again, sorry. Gazillion strutted closer to the throbbing stone. Oh, no, you don't, laddie, said Spoon. My turn first. I think not, said Gazillion. I've waited a long time for this. Flabbergast looked at Gazillion, wide-eyed and worried. Spoon and Gazillion pushed and jostled each other as they stood in front of the stone. Come on, ask. The Wizard and Spoon glared at each other, then both asked at the same time. Where is Professor... Spoon stopped in surprise. Gazillion finished. Dish. The plot thickens. So they had the same question. So Gazillion also wants to know where Dish is. Now, I've got to wrap my brain now. There's a reason I can't remember what Spoon and Dish did together. There is a secret they know, isn't there? There's like, was it treasure or something? There's something that they know, but they need to be together. So obviously Gazillion wants this, doesn't he? I just can't remember what it was. I'm going to have to go back through the book. I don't think it's this book. I think it was in our book number 1 at school. Anyway, this takes us to chapter 27, and we've not got much left. Join me next time.